Hey YouTube, it's Mandak. Let me do a little bit of adjustment here. Alright, it's Mandak, so just doing another live video this evening. It's halftime right now for the Eagles-Cowboys game. Not going too well for us, or for the Eagles at least I'll say. So that's why I figured I'd step away and just calm down and do this video. For anyone who's not familiar, I am a big Eagles fan. Got to watch them win a Super Bowl last year, so that was really fun. I'm filming this on my iPad, so sorry if I'm not like looking directly into the camera. But yeah, so it's halftime Sunday night. Just got back, picked up a few things over the weekend. I went to Books A Million. I have one book here from Books A Million, but the majority of my stuff is from IST, otherwise known as In Stock Trades. For anyone who's out there and looking to get into comics, InStockTrades.com is one of the best spots to get new releases of books for pretty good prices. They're running a sale right now for November, trying to get rid of all their damaged stuff. So some good things there to check out. They usually do a Black Friday sale too, so I'm looking forward to that as we get closer to that time. But yeah, Thanksgiving's coming up quick, guys. So, but other than that, I picked up a few things from there, made 2 orders, and yeah. So one of them was like stuff I got for my birthday, and then the other one was stuff I got off of the damage sale. So I'll go through and talk about what I got for each. But yeah, so what else? Unrelated to comics, I actually picked up a Super NES Classic console this weekend. Started playing that. Played Kirby, this Kirby game. I beat one of the stages, great. And then I also started playing Earthbound, which I've heard really great things about. My friends talk about all the time, so excited to jump in and play that RPG. May do a review on it if I finish it or whatever. But yeah, it's cool. It comes with 2 controllers, awesome. So I might do a little mini review, unboxing, discussion about it, first thoughts, that type of stuff. I know I'm super late to the party. The reason why I bought it was because I figured if I wait a little bit later, I'm going to try to go buy it, and there's not going to be any left at the stores because of, Christmas and all that stuff. So I figured I'd slide in, get it quick, and then get out before everyone else goes in there and grabs it. So got that. So now I have the NES and the Super NES Classic Editions. So we'll have a nice little setup to play some retro games going forward. But yeah, so back to comics. I'll start with all my pile. So got an omnibus in here and a bunch of trades. So I'll go through them real quick. First trade, and this is the thumbnail for this video, is Batman. Put over here, A Death in the Family. So this is some essential Batman stuff that I'm really looking forward to reading. This also includes A Lonely Place of Dying, which is another classic Batman story. You can see on the front cover, Batman holding Robin's dead body, and on the back, more of the same stuff. But yeah, so I'm assuming this is from the 80s, maybe. I'm not sure. The group on this is Jim Starlin and Marv Wolfman. I am familiar with both of their works over in Marvel. Starlin obviously doing a lot of cosmic things with Warlock and Thanos. And then Marv Wolfman, I do remember reading his entire Spider-Man run. It wasn't the best. I'm pretty sure he was the one that was included that did the Return of the Burglar storyline and the Black Cat stuff. But other than that, not really a great run. I mean, pretty average, I guess. But excited to read this. Another Batman book that I'm just trying to check off the list, and I might sneeze real quick. Excuse me. I sneezed a lot on air. But yeah, so excited to have this, and we'll give it a shot. So, I got this new on IST, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. And for some reason, everything looks reversed on here, so I'm sorry if it doesn't look like it says Batman, so yeah, whatever. So yeah, so lit. Excited to read that. Next book we have here is an epic collection that just came out recently, and that is Doctor Strange, Master of the Mystic Arts. Excuse me. This is by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. So this collects all of Steve Ditko's work on Doctor Strange in the beginning, at least. So this collects Strange Tales 110 through 111, 114 through 146, and then Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 2, which I have read. So might just be a little double dipping there. But I really thought this was going to be a thicker book. The reason being is because, if anyone is not familiar, there is a Doctor Strange omnibus that collects this exact same material. And that was like going for like, I think the cover price on that was like 75, so you can find it online for like $40. But then they decided to reprint that material into this Epic Collection line that Marvel's doing with all their books. And I got this for 20. So I figured, why spend $40 for the same material when I can get it for 20 in this nice, Epic Collection. And you can see here, it's on the thinner side. Epic Collections usually range upwards of 500 pages, excuse me. And this comes out to probably a little bit under, under 400 pages, even with all the back matter, concept art and stuff like that. So it's a little bit smaller, but great stuff. This is something that I was just looking at. And I essentially wanted to pick up. You can see here the picture of the. I'm pretty sure that's Eternity. I'm pretty sure Steve Ditko was responsible for drawing Eternity for the first time, and giving him that aspect of being the whole universe, but also having a form. So I know a lot of Marvel artists went on to make different iterations of that. Ron Lim in Infinity Gauntlet, Jim Starlin, throughout his cosmic stuff. So really excited to read all this. This is classic Doctor Strange stuff. Anyone who's trying to get in Doctor Strange, I would definitely not start here. I mean, this is something you definitely want to read. If you're trying to get into Doctor Strange, I would read The Oath or season 1 of Doctor Strange. If you like that, definitely go into this, because this is more of the classic things. I can just see right here. It's 1960s, so that's the reason why I don't recommend people to read this. Is there's a lot of text, and you kind of have to have a taste for that type of era to really enjoy this stuff. The 1960s can be a little bit hard to read through sometimes, but if it's good stuff, then it makes it all the better. I think this is some pretty stellar stuff from the 60s, so. Ugh. Nose is running now because I sneezed. But yeah, so another Epic Collection to have, which is good. I think I have all the Doctor Strange Epic Collections that have been released. I have this one, I have a Separate Reality, and then Afterlife. The other two, Separate Reality and Afterlife, they're not really great stuff. Afterlife is like from the 90s, I think, and then Separate Reality is kind of in the middle there. I also have Doctor Strange Sorcerer Supreme Volume 1 Omnibus, which I don't think they're going to collect that in Epic now, since they're doing the Omnibus format, so we'll see. But yeah, cool Epic to have, and yeah, they're just great books to own. Next book I got this on a damaged sale, which is good because I needed it, and that is Daredevil, Volume 1 of Brian Michael Bendis' run and Alex Maleev's run on Daredevil. So I believe this follows up Kevin Smith's run on Daredevil, and then we transition into Brubaker and then into Wade in the second volume, or the third volume, I don't know what it is. But yeah, so I've obviously been exposed to Daredevil through Miller, and I read Kevin Smith's run, and I also know Brian Michael Bendis from a bunch of things, Ultimate Spider-Man, Alias, read that last year. So I'm expecting this to kind of be in that same vein as Alias. It's kind of the same type of book, street level stuff, that type of thing. More gritty, crime noir type of stuff. And just looking at the artwork, it kind of reminds me of Alias a tiny bit. I know that's a very preliminary observation. I could be completely off on that, but again, just nice to have this. So picked this up for I think $17 on IST, which is a little expensive. I mean, this is Ultimate Collection, but I mean, you're not really gonna find it much cheaper online. Got the second volume for like $13, so it works itself out. Just gotta get volume 3 now, and I'll have all of Bendis' run, because the omnibus are like super out of print, so no hope finding it there unless they reprint it. Daredevil has, I think, one of the most. He's like one of the characters that has the most omnibus out of like any Marvel character. So it's crazy to me how it doesn't get reprinted more often. But yeah, so take a little break from Marvel here real quick, and we'll transition to another book I got. And I got this for pretty cheap too, because it's an image. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's an image trade, and The first volumes are usually $10, so I got it for about like $6, I think, and then I got a discount on top of that, so got it for around $5, and that is Sex Criminals. So this is Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky. Both creators that I really enjoyed. Matt Fraction, I enjoyed his Iron Man run, Hawkeye run. Chip Zdarsky, I actually just got done reading his Star-Lord run that he did in 2016 called Grounded. It was, I think, a 6-issue miniseries with an annual in there, and it was pretty good. I mean, it had Star-Lord going throughout, being stuck on Earth and going through this whole story with this characters and stuff like that. But yeah, anyway, Sex Criminals. I've heard the preliminaries thing is when these people have sex, they literally make time stand still, and it's a cool premise. The art in here just looks great. Chip Zdarsky, pretty good art there. And then Matt Fraction, I'm excited to read his stuff. So just trying to get some more indie books. I know that's crazy. For a while there, I was just buying Marvel stuff. I wasn't getting any DC things or Image or whatever. So now I have Saga, Sex Criminals, Walking Dead, all great books that I'm going to try to sample maybe in these next few weeks. Once I get done with my Guardian stuff. I'm really close to finishing up my Guardian stuff. I finished all my Star-Lord things today, so just got to read Drax and Gamora, miniseries and stuff like that. So, but yeah, this is a great book to have. And just to take a step back real quick, Image really makes their trades, like, they make them really nice. Like, Marvels are okay, but they're pretty flimsy. Images, like, paper feels thicker to me. It feels more like, I feel like there's more production value in this, and it's only $10. And then the rest of the trade, I think, are 15 or whatever. But yeah, they put a pretty good amount of money into these books. It feels like the cover feels really nice and a matte finish. But yeah, I'll stop talking about this and I'll just go on. But yeah, really excited to read this. I just know the basic premise of this book, so I'm excited to see what comes of it. Pun not intended. Let's see if anyone picks that up. Next one I have here is another Damage book. And just to take a step back, I got these books Damaged. I opened them up, and none of them were like, there's nothing wrong with this book at all. So, you can pretty much, it's a pretty solid bet for, Damaged IST books to be pretty good. So if it's a decent price, I would suggest doing it. The only downside is if it is severely damaged, you can't return it back to IST. But, I mean, you guys gotta roll a dice, and I think you're probably going to get a good book, most likely. So, next book I got here was Hawkeye Volume 2, Kate Bishop. And this is subtitled Masks. So, just looking at the back here, I think this is following up on the storylines that happened in Matt Fraction's Hawkeye run. There's a lot of back and forth between Kate Bishop and Madame Mask. I'm not sure if like Madame Mask now is like Kate Bishop's like ultimate enemy, but I'm pumped for it. I mean, Madame Mask, I don't think she really gets a lot of representation in modern Marvel. She had a little bit of appearances in Fraction's Iron Man run, and then a little bit in Bendis's beginning, I think. But I'm excited to see that she's back here as a villain. She's a really interesting character, a lot of backstory there to explore. So, and Kate Bishop, as always, great chemistry with Hawkeye in the original Fraction run, and just continuing over into her own series. There's even some talk, I think, in the movies that they're doing casting for Kate Bishop, which is exciting. That would be really cool to see, a legacy character such as Hawkeye's come into fruition that quickly. Because I don't think Kate Bishop has been around for over 10 years. I think it's probably maybe been like 5 or 6 years she's been a character in the Marvel Universe. So, we'll see. Cool stuff. Got this for like $4. So that's a pretty good deal. And the last two books I didn't plan like this are Star Wars books. So the first book I got went to my Books A Million. This is the only book I got at Books A Million. And picked it up. And that is Star Wars The Rebellion Volume 2 Epic Collection. So these are technically called Star Wars Legends Epic Collection. It's still in the Epic Collection line, but it's called Legends because this is all the Dark Horse stuff that Dark Horse published prior to Disney buying out Star Wars. So Marvel is just putting it into a collection, slapping their logo on it, slapping Disney on the back, and saying, here it is. That'll be $40, please." Um, I've already talked about these numerous times, but yeah, just trying to collect them. I got this for $9, so that's why that's the only reason why I would pick these up. I'm not gonna pay full price or buy these on release. Just not willing to pay that much money for them. But if they're $8, hell, I'll pay for that. That's not bad at all. And to be honest, some of the art in this book is actually pretty cool. I'm not sure who's the artist on this one, but I like this type of art. It's kind of cool. Kind of reminiscent of like the old days when they didn't really have a lot of coloring and shading patterns to choose from. Ooh, that looks cool. You see here just a flashback to the prequel era. So this is the Rebellion era. I have the first one, and I'm getting pretty close. So I have the newspaper strips Volume 1, I have the Empire Volume 1, the Empire Volume 3, so I gotta get the Empire Volume 2, and then I have Rebellion Volume 1 and 2, and then New Republic 1 and 2. So, I want to collect all that stuff so then eventually I can sit down and read all of it. I just don't know how many volumes they're going to make of each one. I don't know how much material there is to collect still, but they have to be getting close. I don't know. I can't imagine them going back too far. So, another Star Wars book for me to read. Like I said before, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and every Star Wars comic I've read, I've been interested in it, and it's not just because there was characters from the movies in there. I just like the whole concept of other things happening within the Star Wars universe and other characters being developed. So that automatically interests me. Doesn't bore me with other characters or whatever. So I've read a lot of Star Wars comic books and I've sold some, and I've really enjoyed a lot of them. A lot of them aren't canon anymore. Like all these books in here, these aren't canon, but it's still cool to read nonetheless. So yeah, a lot of Star Wars books I got to get around to reading, and maybe we'll do that as I get closer to episode 9. We'll see. That comes out in May already. That's crazy. Alright, so the last book we have here is a Star Wars omnibus, and I will show it to you. I got, before I show it, I actually got it for $33, which is great, because I have the second volume of Star Wars, the original Marvel years, up here. Paid $25 for this online. So this one is, I'll show it like this, is Star Wars Omnibus Volume 3. And this has the Return of the Jedi miniseries from 1983, and then it has the ongoing Star Wars series. So just some great stuff here. I think each of these have like their respective miniseries from the movies. So the second volume has Empire Strikes Back. This one has Return of the Jedi. But this collects Star Wars numbers 79 through 107. Annual number 3, Return of the Jedi numbers 1 through 4, and then plus material from Pizzazz 1 through 16, Star Wars Weekly UK number 60, 94 through 99, bunch of other stuff. So I'm not going to go through all that stuff, but you can see here, this is your classic Marvel stuff. Again, Legends, as I said before, it's not canon anymore, but it's still really cool to have. This stuff was the original Marvel comic back when it first came out. Like they said, this series started in 1977 with the first movie. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure like Lucasfilm was like begging Marvel to publish this comic, and Marvel was like, I don't know if we really want to do this. This could be risky. And then the movie, obviously we know how the movie turned out, and Marvel just kept pumping out these comics. You can see this goes up to 107. So Marvel definitely profited from Star Wars' success in the 70s and 80s. So you can see here on the back the cover roll. So some really cool covers. A lot of Darth Vader. There's a Wookiee, or not Wookiee, Ewok right there. And just some great art. And some notable art. I'm sorry, I can't talk. Some notable artists and creators on this book. You got Joe Duffy, Archie Goodwin, Bob McLeod. McLeod, I don't know how you say his last name. Ron Friends, and then the other two I have no idea who they are. Cynthia Martin and Al Williamson. Someone could tell me who they are in the comments. But yeah, great. You know, over clearly by about 1,000 page omnibus. And got for $33. Can't beat that. So now my goal is to get the first one. If I can, I'm gonna hope and pray that it goes on sale um, during the Thanksgiving or the Black Friday sale or sometime in Christmas. I do not want to spend $62 for that first book. I would rather pay like 40 or 50. 50 is probably my max for that, considering how cheap I got these two. But yeah, just another omnibus to own, and good stuff. Definitely gonna try to read this at some point. This is not something I'm just gonna put on the shelf and never get to. I want to read this classic Star Wars stuff. I have read the classic New Hope stuff, the first 6 issues when they first made the comics, and those were pretty good. I mean, they follow the movie pretty by the numbers, but it was pretty good. So that's my whole haul, guys. Just like I did last time, I guess I'll keep showing the shot on the side so you can see here. Really excited to put some of the stuff back on the shelf, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, cool haul, and I know I haven't done a video in a while, but yeah, so I'm gonna go watch the Eagles game. Hopefully we're not losing too much now. Last time I checked, we were losing by 10, so fingers crossed. I'll see you guys later this week, or maybe sometime next week. We'll see. But thanks for tuning in anyway, and see you later. Bye.